Hi everybody, welcome back. Mitzvah number 11, the mitzvah to read the Shema in the morning and the evening. And let's read it inside. It is a positive commandment to recite the Shema morning and evening, as scripture states, and you shall speak of them when you lie down and when you rise up. When you lie down, and when you get up. Which means at the time of lying down and the time for getting up. It consists of the three sections of Shema, V'hoyim Shemoa, and Parsha of Tzitzis, Vayomer. For the first section contains commandments of the unity of God and the love of God, blessed be His name, as well as the study of the Torah, which is, by the way, those numbers with the shmichiks, the numbers in the parentheses, the brackets actually, with the shmichiks, that's indicating to you that you can look at positive commandment number, whatever the number is, and find the commandment that he's referencing. Anyway, blessed be His name, the love for Him, blessed is His name, as well as the study of Torah, which is the peg on which everything depends. In the second section, there is acceptance of the yoke of the other commandments, while in the third section, which is about tzitzis, there is a remembrance of all the mitzvos. And it is a religious duty to mention the exodus from Egypt, as scripture states, that you may remember the day when you came out from the land of Egypt all the days of your life. It applies everywhere, at every time, for males but not for females. So now we arrive at another mitzvah which is beneficial to all humans but commanded only to males. And that is the mitzvah of reciting the Shema. The reason for that is that the Shema really is tied to very specific times of day. You have to recite the Shema in the morning and in the evening. Now this is a commandment. This is not Kriya Shema Shalamita. This is not the Shema you say when you get to sleep. But rather, there's a commandment to say the Shema once in the morning by a particular time, known as Sof Zman Kriya Shema, and once in the evening, after nightfall. These are Torah commandments to recite them, and in the morning it must be done in the first quarter of the day, measuring from sunrise to sunset. And the latest time you can recite it is known as Sof Zman Kriya Shema, the end time for reciting the Shema. Sometimes in shul, when we're up against that, we'll recite the Shema earlier in the service. We'll recite the whole Shema earlier in the service. Again, all of this is because there is a mitzvah to say it at a particular time of day. The evening Shema needs to be recited sometime from nightfall until you go to sleep. Potentially, one can fulfill the evening Shema and Kriya Shema Lamita at the same time, but Kriya Shema Shalamita, the bedtime Shema, is actually a rabbinic institution. But many of us fulfill the Torah commandment of reciting the Shema in the evening at the same time that we're reciting Kriya Shema Shalamita. The Shema's importance, obviously, just from the first verse, Hear, O Israel, Lord our God, the Lord is one. Can't get a more important verse in the entire Torah than that. But besides that, it speaks about the love of God and the acceptance of the commandments and the reward for the commandments and the need to, keep in mind the commandments. And really, the Shema deals with the most weighty of the Jewish issues. There's actually commentators who have tried to find all 10 of the 10 commandments in the Shema. And in some Siddurim, in particular Sephardic Siddurim, you'll see when you recite the Shema that here and there over a phrase, you'll see one of the 10 commandments. They're telling you, oh, this is a reference to one of the 10 commandments, whichever one that it is. So that's the mitzvah of reciting the Shema morning and evening. It applies to men specifically and not to women, not because women shouldn't recite the Shema once a day. I'm sure it's a great idea, but because it's very much a time-bound commandment. There's a very specific time of day that the commandment needs to be done. And that's particularly the first quarter of the day for the daytime Shema, and in the evening from nightfall until halfway through the night. Somebody should get in the recitation of the Shema, certainly men, I should say, should get in the recitation of the Shema. But the ideas are the ideas, and the ideas are valuable to everybody. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. What could be more important? Have a great day.